there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Total Realism project. Now, you might be wondering why we are once again at January 1st, 1936, and the reason would be the fact that there is a new version of TRP that I was not aware of before. I was previously using, I believe, version 1.03b, but this is version 1.03a. I will include a link to find the patch, but yet it does have some things here, and obviously I would rather play the latest version than a version that may not have everything in it. So we are now playing the most modern release, and I do apologise for the previous two episodes, but I will try to get to where I was as soon as absolutely possible. Right, so we have the Rhine reoccupation warning, not able to march into the Rhineland before 39. There is a few changes here, namely a few events, and I believe we can have mechanized from 37. We can't build them yet, but we start with that technology. Whereas before, I don't think we could build them until 40. I can't quite recall, actually. But we're going to sort out our technologies here and get on with things as soon as bloody well possible. I'm going to take this immediately. Okay. Going to upgrade this artillery. Now, before I was under the impression that I would be able to build a lot of old units and have them upgrade rather quickly, once they were a couple generations out of date, but no, that is rather wrong with TRP. So instead we're going to use this to rectify my mistakes then, basically. Now, what do I want to do? Do I want to go with the multi-rolls? Or... See, it would be fairly useful having them. They do have a decent amount of organisation. They are capable of shooting down bombers. They do have that ability. Interceptors are good against long-range fighters. Well, decent against them. They're not very good against bombers. I guess they're good against multi-rolls, perhaps, as well? But, yeah, bombers would get through. Obviously, as Germany, we do not want bombers getting through and attacking our industry. So we are going to go with the multi-rolls. That's a decision I'm going to make here. We're going to go with multi-rolls and close air support. That is going to make a huge difference here. Right. Now we're going to get everything towards consumer goods straight away. But I'm going to make some additions first. I'm going to make some changes. We're going to have Helma Schacht as our armors minister. So that's going to give us another 10 IC or 10% IC. We're going to replace Wilhelm Frick with Franz Gurtner. There we go. So he gives us the minus 5% consumer goods need. We are going to go towards Hawk Lobby. So there we go. You can see here production time and production cost has been decreased. As well as manpower growth has been increased. So that's a good thing to have here. We will have the 4-year plan that will take us towards centralized planning for free anyway. So I don't need to rush it, and going towards centralized planning does increase the cost of upgrading. So we'd be at a point where it's going to cost us like 800 IC to upgrade the Wehrmacht. I'm also going to make a choice here of allowing these naval constructions to take place. I mean, there's a few ships here that are almost done, so that's good. That's good for me. We will set up and have industry... not infrastructure, sorry. We will have industry built. I'm going to build industry until... possibly 1939, perhaps. Maybe not all of it, but yeah. So what do we have here? How much industry is this? That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That would give us about... actually, not that much. Right, just put in a lot of IC here. Once we do have centralized planning, we will have a big increase in our amount of IC. So I do need to be able to take advantage of that. Okay, 170's worth. Right, there we go, 205. Okay, we are focused on consumer goods, let's go. Right then, so we do have a few troops in the Wehrmacht. We have about 31 divisions in total. Yep, here we go. So, TRP also redefines the roles of interceptors and fighters, as previously known in HOI2. Interceptors now represent relatively small and light planes designed to prevail in air superiority battles against other fighters. So yeah, they would be needed to take down other fighters. They lack the heavy weaponry and engine power to take on bombers, however. Right. So, we're going to do that then. We're just going to go with motor rolls and the close air support. Now, we do have a few units over here. Yep, we can produce nation-specific heavy cruisers such as the Deutschland. Just going to reorganize the her or here. H-E-E-R. I don't know how the hell you actually pronounce it. Right, basically this gives you a warning not to bloody fuck with Switzerland. They could raise a huge amount of volunteers. Very quickly. Okay. We're going to orientate ourselves against Poland initially. Just while we get things moving. Okay. Who do we have in control here? We'll have von Bloomberg around here somewhere. A major distinction between this and normal Dark Star is the fact that you have to have a Lieutenant General to lead 3 divisions, a corps, which is a big difference. Right, here we go. Field Marshal, or Field Marshal von Lundberg. So I'm going to remove him from command here and have him assigned to the OKH. There we go, a free Field Marshal. He has free skill already, so that's good to have. Okay. There we go, the Franco-Soviet Pact. Right. German Naval Treaty. 1935, Germany offered United Kingdom accepted. Okay. 2 normal plus light carriers. Right. Those numbers do not only refer to the already built ships. The sooner you cancel, the bigger the bonus the UK will get. So we're gonna just ratify the treaty and take it as it is. Right, we'll unlock the battleship modernization program. What we're also going to do here is we're going to stockpile oil. There we go. Right. Now, what I said before about allies in the previous episode, such as okay, wow, okay. Nationalist China annexed Communist China. I will reoccupy the Rhineland. I wonder if that's an actual deviation in history there. I'm pretty sure they... Then again, it might be part of the campaign where you had the German advisor, like von Falkenhausen, as a march in the Annihilation campaign. Was it the 5th Annihilation campaign? Possibly. It's been a while since I went over my Chinese history, so I'd have to just say maybe for the time being. Okay, we're waiting for our descent here. There we go, Italy has annexed Ethiopia. Well done there, Italy. Okay. We should safely be able to march against the Rhineland, but there's not really a point at the moment. Where's our mountain division? Where have you gone, sir? Was it mixed into one of the corps? Where the hell's that gone? Oh, there it is. Okay, moved it to Rostock. Right, there we go. So now we can begin production ASAP. Okay. So we're looking at March 11th. That's awesome. And we'll continue to move towards Hawk Lobby. There we go, basic field artillery. So what we need to do then in essence is build a modern army. We can build a large army, but we need to build a modern army ASAP. So we'll start working on the tanks at the moment. So we'll have Krupp doing that. Whereas before I was thinking of the gain bonus, but that's something that's going to come after. I could start building some divisions right now, like in terms of industry. But I don't think it's really worth it until I get the next level. Like 1939 infantry, as it takes roughly 117 days, I believe, for an infantry division. Yeah, 124, so not off by much. So 124 days is not a lot. We could wait for like a third round of industry, or at least cancel some of the industry and have that going towards producing 1939 infantry. But the fact is, there's a big difference between the 36 infantry and the 39 infantry. And so I'd rather have the 39. That means I'm going to have to do less upgrading. And upgrades are going to come really after the fall of France, so that's what we need to do. If there's less to upgrade, that means I'm going to have a more powerful Wehrmacht. Okay. As we do have our navy finishing off over here. These submarines are going to be very important to basically cover our invasion of Norway. That and to harass the British. They're going to be quite important. Though ultimately we are going to focus on the east more than anything. We need to prepare for that. If we can defeat the Soviet Union, then yeah, we can concentrate on the British and inevitably the Americans. The Americans are going to join the war regardless. I mean, we could go for an early invasion of the British Isles, but right, here we go. Okay, so this was before von Falkenhausen. So we'll send him to supervise the training there. Now, we'll have a trade deal with the National Chinese. Yep, there we go. What is it? Yep. No, there's no point. Right, there we go. So we gain metal, rare materials, and energy. That's a good thing to have there. Ah, General Verver died in an accident. Okay. Huh. I'm going to be really interested in China just to see what happens. Okay. We are stockpiling here. So what we're going to do as well, once we do have allies, we are going to really ramp them up. And the possibility in the future is wow, I like the fact that Hungary has claims over here. And a few cores, actually. That's cool. Bucharest. I feel that I will give land to the Hungarians. Possibly Slovakia. Possibly. But then again, they have claim, but they do not have core. It might be more important to have core than claim when it comes to nations. Though I'd like to beef up my allies. Right, can I have these brigade detachments auto-deploy for naval? That comes onto here. Yeah. Auto-assign naval attachments. Okay. So, we have coastal submarines over here. Write the Austro-German agreement. Offer the agreement to increase our influence. Right, and then we have a... what kind of submarine is this? This is a submarine flotilla, so I believe it is an ocean-going, while these ones are coastal. Right, the Spanish Civil War has begun. Prepare the Condor Legion. Okay. Right, Italian East Africa. Righto. Trying to get through this as quickly as possible to catch up to where we were before. But you can see right now that the upgrades required is already 51. So you can imagine when we have, I don't know, like 100 or almost 200 divisions and we have to spend like 800 IC, it's just not going to happen. And we can't do that while at war with a nation like the Soviet Union. It's just not possible. So we're going to build modern. Okay. 38, 39, 44, but I do have the blueprint. 36, possibly. We'll work on the tanks, actually. Not man, we'll have Porsche. Where's Porsche? Actually, that's free. It's about the same, actually, as man. We'll have Porsche work on it, however. Okay. Air doctrine is going to be a massively important thing for us. Okay, the Berlin Olympics. Right, let's gather our armor in Potsdam. I'll have the armor... I think the fastest I've ever conquered Poland was about 11 days. I could probably pull it off again. Yeah, I'm fairly certain I could. Right, March 12th. But the progress is going very well. Okay. I mean, looking at the artillery, we have 2 hard attack there and 6 soft attack. Right, there we go, news from the world, and that is 37 artillery? Or 38 artillery? No, it'd be 36 artillery, I should say. Right. We are receiving oil from Romania, that's good. Okay. Close air support in a moment. There we go. Okay. And we are going to need transport aircraft too. We will obviously need paratroopers as well. But having these guys will be quite useful in the future. We're going to definitely need them. Okay, torpedoes. Over here in Stettin. Okay. High Seas Fleet. This is a... Right, so this is a Ocean Go In. It's a more advanced version though. Yeah. You can see the difference here. Big difference in range. Okay, the 4-year plan, yep, so we'll approve the plan for the current year. So you can see here that that moves us towards the centralized planning. We also gain industry in Breslau, Dresden, Stralsund, and Tübingen. So 216 to 230 there. You can see how upgrades have increased in cost. Okay, improved machine tools is not far off. Okay. German intervention in the Spanish Civil War. The first units of the Condor Legion have arrived in Spain. Awesome. The Nationalists don't seem to be doing too well at the moment, but this sets up a agreement here. Yeah, that should help them out a hell of a lot. I could control the Spanish Civil War effort, but I'd rather see how they get on themselves, and we are trying to get through this as quickly as possible. Okay, there we go. medium tank. We'll work on something else at the moment. I'll go with the Great War Hospital System. There we go. Yeah, they need to link up over here. That's going to kill the nationalists if they allow that to continue. Right, there we go. Improved machine tools. Industry. Advanced. Yep, straight on with advanced. That is a little bit ahead of time, I suppose, so we could do something else with this right now. So we'll have somebody work on the mobility doctrine, so we'll have Heinz Guderian. Yeah. Okay, so we have about 240 IC there. That's good news. Anti-Comintern Pact proposed to Japan, yes. Signed with Japan, awesome. Okay, we just freed up a little bit more IC there for construction. We have, what was it, roughly 200 IC worth of industry, give or take. So I'll stay with that for about now. I think we'll add 2 production line instead of, right, so Edward has advocated, okay. So instead of adding more industry, we'll just add units as the time goes on. So at the moment we need about roughly another 40 IC. Okay. Bam, ba bam, ba bam. And the good news as well is we are going to gain a little bit more manpower. This manpower is going to make a difference in the end. Just having that tiny, tiny amount will make a big difference in the end. I mean, imagine the difference at, I don't know, 0.2 megs. It doesn't sound like much, but overall it makes a big difference. Okay. Right, infantry support tank. So we need to go with 1938, but instead of that at the moment, we'll go with something else. Transports. Yeah, we'll go with transports, actually. I do have a, I don't know, do I go with carrier research? I could, I honestly could, but I think we have more important things to do now. And I'd rather not get distracted by Navy. It's just not gonna happen. We need to beat the Soviets before we can think about that. Right, there we go. So that should free up a bit of IC. Yep, 194 there. Do we see our industry being finished sooner? Yep, March 8th. March 8th. It doesn't sound like much, but when you think you've gained, like, what, 3 days worth there, that could be quite a decent amount in the end. Right, basic computing. That's going to make a nice difference. I mean, as Germany, we do have superb research, so we need to make the best use of it. Right, so we'll work on the paratroopers. I'd like to have Marines. Do I go for Marines as well? Do I? I do need to have amphibious maneuvers. Do I go for Marines though? That... Yeah, they are definitely well suited for it, but of course, as I said, we need to focus on other things. That would be a luxury that we could research after the war. So what we'll take a look at then is... So we have, we'll research the air upgrades then. I may as well have them in case I do already have some units. I believe I already do have some interceptors, so I might as well have them upgraded. Okay. Righto. Yeah, we're looking at March 8th. Not far away. There's only a few more factories here. Once we gain the next boom of industry, that should be more than enough to cover that. And obviously we do have a way to go towards centralized planning. Yeah, we're a few rungs off there. Right, we demand the return of former German colonial holdings. Of course nobody gives in, because nobody gives a damn. But we'll be able to see here, yeah. Former colonial holdings over here. Right, transport 1936, good thing to have. I could start working on advanced machine tools. We are in February, yeah. I may wait. I think I will wait. There's just so much to research. Right, we'll go with air superiority, defensive. Get that first. And then we can work on something else. The Nationalists have stabilised the front to a degree. They do have Gibraltar, etc. So that's not bad. They do not have Madrid, but we'll see. Okay. I mean, we'll have 2 heavy cruisers here, and then 2 Scharnhorst-class battleships. So a decent little force there to work with. Okay, Spanish Civil War experience. Awesome. So we gain a blueprint for close air support 1937, multi-engine 38, and then a doctrine. All very helpful to have, speeds everything up. You can see here that we are gaining a good amount of oil. I mean, the thing is, in TRP, you don't really use money for events like, well, just industry and stuff like that. Not industry, sorry. Events like bloody infrastructure, they just don't exist in TRP. With good reason, really. It is the kind of gamey thing, isn't it? But yeah, so we might as well spend this cash and use it. Right, there we go. Our first lot of industrial capacity has been finished off there. That should take us up to a huge level, or at least a much larger level. Okay, looking at February 2nd. Okay. Right, now we're in March. I'll wait to about midway through the year before we start researching that. Fleet carrier. Okay. I'll work on radar. I'm going to really need radar. Radar is going to be our bread and butter. Okay, so you can see our IC is increasing here. Okay, air superiority defensive, awesome to have. We might as well go with this as we have the blueprint. Yeah, I should be able to crank that one out pretty quickly. Right. Right, okay, so we have our light cruiser here. We have a few more submarines. Add that to the high seas fleet. Are we still gaining a little bit of IC? I hope so. Right, Burma has been released from the British Raj. We gained about, what, like 20 odd IC there. So still a considerable amount to have. Still gaining a little bit, that's cool. Purge the museums. Consumer goods needs, come on, reduce. Okay, it doesn't seem as though it will. Acton Panzer increases Skudagudarian. Awesome. Okay, there we go. Our lodge is finished right there. 37, yep, we'll get on with that immediately. Okay. April. I could go with AA brigades. We're going to have to go for the self-propelled artillery, so we are going to need to have artillery 1938. A relatively easy research to get, in all honesty. Let's see, we have design study 1938, which is rather easy to unlock. I'd rather have this.